Γεια σας. Συνεχίζουμε την παρουσίαση χορευτών. Κοντά μας απόψε είναι ο David Hughes. Πρόκειται να χορέψει τον Απρίλιο στην καινούργια παραγωγή του χοροθεάτρου Οκτάνα, στην Κυρία με τις Καμέλιες, ο οποίος έχει μία καριέρα 14 χρόνων στο ενεργητικό του και συνεργασία με πολύ σημαντικές ομάδες όπως το London Contemporary Dance Theatre, τα μπαλέτα Ραμπέρ, η ομάδα της ΣΥΝΕΝΤΕΥՑΗ, την οποία άφησε πρόσφατα, αλλά και πιο προκλητικά σχήματα όπως οι Adventures in Motion Pictures. Ας δούμε τι έχει ο ίδιος να μας πει. David, welcome.
Hello.
It's your second time in Greece. You were in Kalamata last summer.
Yeah, with Sue Davis.
Yes. And a company which you left, as you told me, very recently.
Yeah, in order to pursue my own career.
I told you before that I meet more and more dancers who are willing to leave a company and actually follow a freelance career. Why do you do that? I mean,
I suppose if you're not in a repertory company, i.e. doing many works with different choreographers, then you need to feed yourself as a dancer, as an artist, as a person. I think just to get stuck in one particular, me personally, to get stuck in one particular style, it's wonderful at first. Afterwards, it becomes the norm, becomes normal.
mm-hmm.
And I've worked with many choreographers, and you know, I've been dancing 14 years, and now it's time to see what I'm about, if I'm about anything.
Yes. Well, what do you want to discover about yourself and your dancing style, or?
Yeah, just to see if I have anything to offer. Rather than being told, you know, given a direction, I want to see if I can direct myself.
Would you choreograph? That means that you would go on choreographing.
For the first time, after many years, I am attempting to choreograph, and it's worrying because I have so many styles in my body, and you try not to imitate any of them styles, but in fact, it's difficult because this is who you are. You know, many styles. Then you know this is your chemical makeup now.
Right, and how easy, money-wise? I mean, is it to go on pursuing a choreographic career?
It's very difficult, yeah.
How is it in England, I mean, to get funding for what you want to do?
There is a criteria, you know. My last performances of Siobhan Davis and Bob Carhan, the two solos, I didn't get any funding. I got private funding.
Mm-hmm.
From trusts and generosity of people, but from the Arts Council or from excuse me, regional arts boards, no. So you know, it's disappointing. But then I wanted to do these solos, so you know, that was most important, regardless of whether I got funding or not.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to say, well, you know, I've danced for so many years. Why don't you give me money? No, it has to be. I have to be very positive and not bitter. You know, if this is what I want to do, then do it, regardless of, excuse me, of finance.
The funding goes to more conservative solutions, let's say, or groups in England at the time, more established companies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you could say that experimental work is not very much supported.
I think experimental work is, I think it is supported, but it's low-key.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't perform in the big theatres.
Uh-huh.
And in a funny kind of way, maybe you can say Sue Davis Company is experimental, or Jeremy James, or Russell Maliphant, and they're funded. And I think then usually the big companies use some of the choreographers from these companies to create on the bigger companies. Right. So maybe they're the experimental companies. They have the funding to spend more time excuse me, in a studio, whereas Rambert and London Contemporary, you had a few weeks, you learnt one piece, you had another few weeks, you learned another piece, and then this is it. Where with these independent companies, it's very much one choreographer, choreography, and they have time to develop and research.
Yes,
so,
right. So is there a particular English style in dance? Do you think so? There is English dance, contemporary dance.
Yeah, I suppose there is actually.
What would you say the characteristics are of this national style?
Independent companies, I think it's very personal, it's not this, but it's very...
Introvert?
Yeah, introvert. It's very... soul-searching. It's not... I was going to say entertainment. I mean, it's not like the Ron Bear where it's Yuri Killian, Christopher Bruce or Hag Naharin, even Paul Taylor. Yeah, you know, dynamic. Let's see. I think with the smaller companies, it's very going on a personal journey, and sometimes this is boring to watch. Yeah. I think it works in London, but I think as soon as you take it outside of London, I think people want to be entertained in it. I think that's a challenge for every dancer, to be introvert within here, but at the same time give something which is extrovert. Yeah. Maybe this is you have to find a balance, but then it's the artist's prerogative. If they wish to do this, then fine. If they get an audience, fine. If they don't get an audience, fine. Yeah. It's about them.
dancer's life? Is it easy? Is it difficult? Is it poor? Is it agonizing? What is it like?
All of them. Dancer's life. I've been very fortunate. I've always worked. And even as a freelance, when I left the big companies, which worked all year round, I then worked with the smaller companies, independent companies. And I was very fortunate that from one independent company, when they finished, I went into another one, then into another one. So I've been very fortunate to work with many companies.
Do you get insured, or is there an insurance policy and good payment for those who work, at least?
Yeah. I think if you're looked after to a certain extent, you know, there's only so much money in these independent companies, which will allow for treatment and allow for. Sue Davis is a good example. You know, we're looked after, but you have to fight because it's new. It's not like a company that's been established for many years and they've fought. And now they're there, they have everything, all the benefits. You get by.
So how do you, as a dancer in contemporary dance, how do you see your colleagues who are doing ballet nowadays?
My colleagues doing ballet?
Yes, and I mean ballet.
Ballet.
Yes.
Ballet is fine.
Do you enjoy going to watch Swan Lake still?
Yeah. Why not? It's a different art form. I think it's not even so much the technique I look at, or in the contemporary technique, classical technique, whatever technique. I think it's very much a performer. I like seeing a performer, regardless of technical ability. Somebody who's passionate.
So you enjoy classic ballet performances?
Yeah, for the aesthetic, yeah, I do.
Yes.
I don't mind, you know, why not? You know, there shouldn't be a divide. We shouldn't like contemporary and classical.
No, I think that there is no such things. But how about the hierarchy that exists in ballet companies?
It's always been there, always will be there.
Yeah.
You know, it has its foundations.
Would you enjoy that?
I think in any institution there's hierarchy, whether it be the arts or whether it be
No, thinking that in a contemporary dance company, I mean, things are more democratic, or tend to be, or tended to be.
They pretend to be.
They pretend.
Bad socks. Sorry.
Well. So how about, yeah, they're nice actually. They're saying dance. It's written dance on them at some point.
Wonderful.
So what does it mean for you to be a dancer? Why did you choose this career?
We had to do it at school, normal school, where it wasn't called dance, it was called movement and drama.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's very, you know, they chose the correct word.
No gymnastics involved?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
The drill?
You do everything. Let's see, we had to do it at school. That's basically it.
And you found your vocation,
This is
movement?
Yeah, I think I had no idea what I wanted to do when I left school. So I think I just go to a dance college, and this is what I know, so I'll do this. And here I am.
And is there too much discipline in this profession, or not? How's private life going?
How's my private life?
Well, no, I mean, you know, no gossip, no very personal details, but, you know, in general, how does one cope with so many hours of exercising and rehearsing and performances and moving around?
You get used to it. I think it's like anything. You build up a stamina, you build up a discipline. Excuse me, I'm spitting at you. And then I think you've got to, I think as you get older you slow down, so I think you have to learn to pace your day. That's all I can think, really.
Do you feel like going into teaching? Is it normal?
I do teach.
You do teach?
Yeah, now and again.
Small children or professional?
Professional students.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think that you didn't quite answer my question. What does it mean for you to be a dancer? Like, I mean, I've heard sorts of things, like various things, like expressing myself and an inner
I think
a need or something.
Yeah, I think there is. It releases a lot of aggression. It releases a lot. It says a lot more without having to actually say it. And this is, I think, the physicality and to be on stage is magical. It's such a wonderful feeling. And you can feel when an audience is with you, and you can feel an atmosphere, and you can feel when an audience is, you know, and it's, this is your space, and you can, within reason, do what you want, and people are watching you. This is nice.
Have you ever feel scared before going on stage?
Always,
to
still
dance?
do, yeah.
That you might forget, or what your...
Oh no, yeah, no, I forget. I get scared before every performance, even now. Every performance I get scared. I sometimes forget the movement. I sometimes fall on stage. All sorts of things happen. It's real.
How do you feel after that?
I have to laugh. Because you fall because I think I think if you go for the movement so much, then you just fall. Or, you know, but it's fine, you deal with it, you improvise something to come out of it. But that's real, that's kind of, I just can't stand up.
As a choreographer, what style would you prefer for your work?
Oh gosh. I like a bit of everybody's. I'm not into sort of like, okay, let's release-based, which is very much a scene at the moment in England, in London especially.
I think everywhere.
Yeah, this kind of, yeah, it's this, first of all it was Graham, then it was Cunningham, now it's release, now I don't know what's next. You know, it's release, yoga, tai chi, capoeira, alternative movement ideas, and I suppose this is why people are going much deeper into themselves, because of these new styles. And you know, if the release-based ideas, it's very, I think you have to as well, you have to visualize the way the skeleton moves as to how the muscles move. I like all these things. I think it's nice to, I think this is what makes an exciting performer, is seeing them being in control of their body, whether it be very released or very dynamic or technical or...
Be able to shift.
Yeah, versatile. Versatile. It's nice to see. I like many styles. Why not? I mean, I think I'm made up of many styles. And if I decide to do one, then I limit myself. At the moment, while my body can still do things, then I do all of them. When it gets tired, then maybe I'll change to another, or maybe I say, well, I don't like this, and my body's tired, so I stop, and this is fine. I don't know.
So, do you prefer non-narrative
like
performances
both.
or theatrical? And
I like both. I think theatrical, as long as it's not
mimicry.
like this, but more, you know, you can tell a story without being over the top. I like narrative. I think even abstract, you tell a story. I believe, you know, I think there's something's going on in order to make these shapes. And so there's a narrative within abstract. Well, for me anyhow.
Well, for me too. But well, tell me something from your experiences with the companies you were and the choreographers you've worked with. The adventures in motion pictures and all that stuff. I mean, how was it for you? And just tell me stories.
Just tell you stories, okay. I love Adventures in Motion Pictures, the company. I love the Swan Lake, which is what I was part of. But unfortunately, me and Matthew, the director, didn't see eye to eye, so it was easy that we parted. But it's a wonderful company and it's a wonderful production. There's nothing more I can say, really. It's very narrative. Very, I mean, Swan Lake, it has to be.
Yes.
Stories, do I have any stories?
How about Rambert? What was the experience like there? Or the
Hard
London
work,
Contemporary?
hard work. Well, being from a contemporary company, and then leaving this when it finished to join Rambert, it was much more technical dancers, classical. I found much more classically trained, but Christopher Bruce is very, he likes line, he likes linear, but he also likes dancers. So, but when I went and joined the company, I felt I was doing too much work, so I left. And also my head was my body was hurting, my head was hurting. And when I was younger, my company I wanted to be with was London Contemporary Dance Theatre. That was my ambition. I got in it, and this is a company where I wanted to, until my career was finished. This is where my heart was. So since leaving London Contemporary, I've been very much like a hobo. On one train, I stop here, okay, now change. I haven't felt that this is my place to stay.
Well, to finish, I would like you to tell me about your Greek experience, which is in the making, in a way, still. You're rehearsing at the moment.
Oh, about rehearsals, okay.
Yes, but your Greek experience in general, you can...
The people I'm working with at the moment, they're really beautiful people, and I haven't really, Konstantinos Rigos is in Thessaloniki. I haven't had a chance to work with him, so at the moment I'm learning off a video. But so far the people I meet are compassionate and passionate. And what more can I say? I've been here 1 week. Kalamata, when I was in Kalamata, I was there for about a week, 10 days. Then we drove on up to Athens, and then I went to a couple of the islands. But people were so kind, so hospitable. They were just warm, passionate.
Okay. Then you're willing to stay, maybe?
Yeah, if I find a wife.
Well, I think we can end this conversation at this point.
No. My number is 0976. Sorry.
Let him do it. No.
Okay, it's 0976 157 488, and dialing code is 0044.
Well, thank you very much for being with us tonight. Γεια σας. Και μην ξεχνάτε, όπως πάντα, ότι ο χορός μας αφορά όλους.